Scrapbookers, it's Katie Scott, and today I'm coming to you with a layout share. It's been a while since I've done a layout share, and I know these, when my scrapbook layouts get this tall, I need to, make sure I have them all photographed so I can save them digitally, and I consider that, a backup to my paper scrapbooking. And also to put them in, pocket protectors and get them into my album. So, yeah, it's been, it's the day after Labor Day, so I think it's a good time for a fresh start. So let's start. So this first layout is kind of like, this side is the part that everyone will see. And then this side is the side that will be in the album, but it will be within the page protector. So I'll put this I'll put another one on the other side. So when you turn it over in the album, you'll just see something else. But there's a little note like, hey Allison, turn this page over. So then she can open it up and read a private letter. So the private letter page is really, it looks like a scrapbook page, but it won't really be on display in the album. So just a secret little note. Okay. Oh, something just dropped off. Summer dropped off. That's not good. There we go. I think it's going to be okay. Sometimes chipboard is a little hard to stay on. And I see this chipboard seems too, sometimes I would just sew through it, but this chipboard seems like a little too thick for that. So this one says life moves pretty fast, and this is about the summer. So I'm not sure if I made a process video about this one or not. I think this in the background was watercolor. It's been a little while since I made this. Ta-da! Okay, next up, I'm trying to remember why I made that. I think I just made it for fun. Next up is, this one was for Get It Scrapped, and I'm not sure it's been up on the Get It Scrapped blog yet, but the challenge was to use Project Life cards. So I layered a whole bunch on the top and the bottom. Ta-da! And this is all about my son and I, and how we go over to this little island in our kayaks, and it's super fun. Okay, next, I know I made a process video about this one, and this was a scrap lift, and I was really just playing and having a lot of fun with these pretty pictures. And a lot of I got this big hoard of scrapbook yard sale stuff over the summer, and I challenged myself to make 30 pages with it. And I think the challenge was too challenging because I didn't finish. And I'm ready to move on, so there you go. I think I got halfway through though. This next one is just having fun with a whole bunch of words down one side. And then something I like to do is fit a lot of pictures on. And I know that's really not the trend right now, but I think if you get like a series of photos, it's fun to get them on there and still do the 4x6 photos. So that was fun. Oh yeah, and this is when I do this kind of a lot, is where I'll scrapbook on both sides of the page just so that I know they're going to stay together in the album, and I don't know why. I just do that. I'm not sure where that craziness comes from. I think this one was on the Get It Scrapped blog, and the article was about, I think it was a sketch, but I don't actually remember. Anyways, and this next one, maybe this was the one. This was also on the Get It Scrapped, I think, and this was a sketch. Now what this was, I don't remember. But this was a sketch, so yeah, that was a lot of fun. And this is about my mother-in-law, and she was a pilot during World War II. This is an old one that I made a long time ago, and I made it in 2013, and it's been up in our kitchen for a long time, and I've got a frame in the kitchen, and so I just recently changed that, so that's why this one came out and it's in this pile. This is a 8.5 by 11 page that I made while my mother-in-law was in the hospital, and I actually made it with my father-in-law, who's pictured here. He's 94, and he has Alzheimer's, so I spent a lot of time with him back, I think it was in May. It was either May or July. I think it was May, and then he was in the hospital in July. Everybody's fine. But it was cute because he helped me make this page. That was fun. This page is an example of what I call the vertical split, where you take and, you know, have one 12 by 6 paper on one side, and then, you know, you put a different on the other side, and I think this is a really easy way to make a page. Plop, plop. It went together really easily. And I think that was, or this one I know, was inspired by a Get It Scrapped episode. It's not called an episode, it's called something else, edition, of where Debbie Hodge recommended like splitting off part of the page. So like this would be the horizontal or the vertical split going right down the center of the page, and then here it is just a quarter of the page, and that's a really fun way to do it. Next up, this is my Aunt Carolyn's goat farm, which she sadly no longer has, and this is a 2-page spread, 8.5 by 11, and yeah, and this was another one where I made these when I was over with my father-in-law, and he was right along there with me. Another 8.5 by 11. This is my Nana Ruby, and I feel like I made this a million years ago, but I don't think it was actually all that long ago. And I've been using these types of page protectors just to put in, okay, yeah, here's the theory. So in my album, where I have a lot of my Nana's photos, this is going, so I'm not going to scrapbook every single photo I have, and a lot of the photos that I have are actually of scrapbooks, so yeah. So I've kind of like decorated some of the photos up a little. My Aunt Mabel did journaling. It was really cool in the 1940s. So this is going to be in that album. I should do some album shares one of these days. This one also feels like I made it a million years ago. I know there's a process video up about this one. This is about my Uncle Willard. And this is these two are actually, they're not the same. They don't go together, but I used the same set of supplies and did them at the same time, and that was also when I was over at my father-in-law's house, and it was really neat because I brought over a kit, and it was so easy for me to put together pages. It was almost a little unbelievable. It was like, well, this is simple. Why don't I do this more? So kits are good. Okay, hold on. I'm going to pause. I'm back. Okay. This is a 2-page spread, and I think this was a Get It Scrapped blog post, and or I just took a Get It Scrapped sketch. I think that's what it was. And that was all about how we learned how to make fire 3 different ways without matches in homeschool. Here's one about spring break last year with my daughter and I. And as I'm getting ready to get back into the swing of things, a lot of times I'll be like, well, what am I going to do for page designs, blah, 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 blah. And I start looking on Pinterest, and I see what everybody else is doing. And then when I go to, some of it will work for my style and some of it won't. But one easy way is to just like scrap lift yourself. And so if I can remember like, oh yeah, this one was super easy to put together, I can do a new page with the same kind of a concept and put it together quickly. So maybe that's what I'll try. Okay, here's another 8.5 by 11. Love that size. Do a lot of it. This is what I call them, or Debbie Hodge actually calls the messy block construction. I think strip on the top, a strip on the bottom, and a whole bunch of stuff in the middle. That's fun to do. And this page I made from travel brochures after a trip, and I just used a square punch on a bunch of different travel brochures, and that's what all those little pictures are. So that's a really good way if you're like me and want to save all the brochures, but then you end up with way too many brochures that you don't really need. Do the little punch them out trick, and then you can feel like you have all the brochures, but you don't have to keep all of the big stack of brochures. Okay. Wow, I feel like I made these a million years ago. Here's another. I don't even remember why or what the context was, but I'm pretty sure there is a process video on this one and this one. That's my grandma. She was pregnant with my mom. Here's another 2-pager. I was on a 2-page kick for a little while. Ta-da! And I like to kind of mix up how much I do in terms of embellishments. So here the embellishments are pretty sparse, but then on other pages I will, really have a lot of fun with lots and lots of, like say this one, more embellishments. I'm still not probably the heaviest embellisher of them all, or even close, but this is about a long bike ride we took. Oh, this is a 2-pager too. Ta-da! And these, honestly, they've been on my shelf for so long. Again, I can't even remember. So I think these have been all of the layouts, that I've made over the summer. And so I wasn't very prolific this summer, but this is what so I would guess probably about 30 layouts, maybe a little more than that. However many this is, I'll show you again. Like that's, since school got out. So school's back in, it's been in for a couple of weeks, but we've really been getting the routine down. So I think I have it down now, and I think I have a plan for incorporating scrapbooking back into my everyday, because that's when I'm happiest, is when I'm exercising every day and scrapbooking every day. And when I get off those two routines, it's like I don't know why I ever get off them, but it happens. I'll be on a kick and I'll be doing well for a long time, and then I'll get off the train, and then when I'm off, I'm like, why am I not doing my daily routine? So, because the routine keeps changing, right? The kids go to school, they come back, they get out of school, they keep growing up. How annoying. Okay, so that's my layout share for all the layouts I made during the summer of 2015. So let's get started on the fall of 2015. I will be up with process videos very shortly. Thank you for your patience. Well, I think it's been like 2 or 3 weeks, but I like to make more. I like to if you're new to the channel, I like to make real-time scrap videos, and that means that I don't speed them up, although I really do see the benefit of those, and I watch them while I'm working out, because I've been working out. It's a good thing. Yay! But for me, I like to I guess I like to talk through the whole process. So while I'm making the process video, I'll be talking about what I'm actually doing, but then I'm also just talking about, what movie we saw last night. So hopefully I will see you soon with something like that. Okay, bye people. Bye scrapbookers.